Alright. Welcome to the last I guess normal game until Spooky Month, which is what, tomorrow? Yep. Oh right. Derek is here. Derek sighed in dismay, popping onto the ground. You followed, and Cove did too shortly after. There wasn't much else to do. This sucks. I forget what the fuck his voice is. Oh. I don't remember. I don't remember Cove either. This, I was hoping we could meet someone fun, hang out maybe. He shook his head. For a moment, he slowly turned to you with a hopeful expression. But you know what would really improve the day? What? Fuck. Give me the log. Give me the log. Yeah, okay, why does that work? What? Give me the log. I can't... What the shit? He didn't respond. Instead, he used the hand to point right at the fruit arrangement that you were still holding. You completely forgot about it during the mini drama that unfolded. You had gotten used to the wait. As you go to Cove, you notice he was eyeing that fruit. He must want some too. I had to say it. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to move this. Oh my shit, why is it doing that again? No. Dude, I need... someone needs to stop fucking with my mouse. Why is it... What? I don't know what's happening! I just want to move it. That's all I wanted to fucking do. I just wanted to move it. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Okay. He sagged, still staring at the glistening fruits, but didn't insist further. Yeah, it was a gift for the Chris family after all. You should be the ones who get to have it. Sorry for asking. It's fine. Quiet once more descended upon your group. Cove turns towards the ocean, a peaceful expression on his face. Hey, you do remember the land before time? That fruit thing makes me think of it. The eyes are kind of all like the leaves that were shaped like stars. Tree stars. Yeah, chopping leaves looks delicious when they did it. I love that movie. Oh my rat, I have not heard the tree. Are they... I was gonna cough. Me too. They didn't say anything further about dinosaurs otherwise. Are you kidding me? Dinosaurs are fucking sick. For the next few minutes, the three of you watched the waves crash onto the shore. Cove stood up unannounced, dusting sands off his clothes with one hand. You saw a flash of a scar on the inside of his arm as he did. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye dude. Bye. You watched as he walked off towards some other place that wasn't here. His gait and his his walk and stuff. And hurried. Oh my shit. You weren't annoyed or upset by his sudden exit. It was how Cove was, always only sticking around as long as he saw fit. Derek allowed a deep sigh and leaned back on his arms. His head rolled until his gaze met yours. So, are you ready for summer break? Yeah. Cool on you. Wish I could feel the same. It feels like there's a lot to plan for. Right click is to save. Before we could say anything else, the light atmosphere almost shattered. Hey, Jamie! You glanced over your shoulder to see your sister. She strode closer and closer, appearing none too pleased. I've been looking all over for you. Ma said you and Cove ran off with the thing Mr. Holden brought for us. Let me go back. Fuck, I don't know where I am. Okay. She leered over you with her arms folded. So, where is it? It's fine, and right here. You turned your body to face it and held up the bouquet, proving that it was in one piece. She inspected the fruit arrangement with a small frown. Alright, looks good. But if all you're doing is sitting around, you better take it back to the house now. It's not just for you. Get going. This wasn't okay just because you hadn't done anything yet. Oh no, I think I hear the mean kid coming back. We better get out of here. Elizabeth blinked, confused, and looked around. What kid? I don't see anyone. Derek didn't bother explaining. He just launched to his feet and ran off. Do you mean Elizabeth? You turned to watch Elizabeth. She stood back, brow raised. I ran. Was that a word? You two got up to your feet and bolted down the beach. Unimpressed, Elizabeth rolled her eyes. They're so immature. Not very demure. She shook her head as she walked towards the house, not bothering who whatsoever to follow. Meanwhile, you made it back to the shoreline with Derek. Hi, Derek. Derek pumped his fist, grinning in triumph. We skipped, shall live to see another day. Exactly, but we should keep moving. In case Elizabeth decides to come back after all, whether mean kid really is still around. You chuckled together, walking further down the beach side by side. You definitely wanted to stay outside a little while longer. You got in a bit of a talking for running off with the gift twice, even though you hadn't eaten any of it. But Elizabeth was also asked to be a bit more patient in the future. In the end, the four of you had split the bouquet and the event was fully resolved. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. Your fingers drummed on the surface as you waited, your gaze trained on the phone. You were waiting on a call tonight, specifically from your cousin Leandra. You didn't want to miss it accidentally. Your aunt... I want to just say Theo and Thea. Your aunt, your uncle, aunt, and Lee used to live many hours away. Your families only saw each other a few times a year for big occasions. A while back, though, they'd moved and were closer to you than ever before. You now hung out regularly. With school being out, you're positive she's gonna want to come over a lot. The two of you are the same age and got along well. Hold up. She used to be really fond of Lizzie. Well, Elizabeth too. But now that your sister has become allergic to interacting with her own family, it tended to just be you and Lee who spent time together. She was the only friend who was a girl. You weren't a girl yourself, so maybe that's why. Thank you for noticing that. But you have plenty of other friends. They just all happen to not be girls. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped before grabbing the receiver and pressing it to your ear. Lee, finally! Ollie! Hi. Sorry for the wait, Jamie. It took forever to get the phone away from my mom. That's okay. There was static on the end, as if Lee was shifting wherever she was. So, can you believe school's actually over? I thought it'd never be done. Now we didn't have to do any of that boring stuff and we get to hang out whenever we want. Speaking of hanging out... Oh, yeah. Lee, can you wait a second? Let me just head to my room. Oh, yeah. That's fine. I'll be here. My cord. Twirling. You got it from your seat at the counter. Luckily, the phone was wireless, so you didn't have to worry about any cords tying you down. Your mom had a rule about not moving the phone unless the call was in progress, which is why you had been sat by its cradle waiting for Lee to call. Your mom's could be really unfair. Well, I don't really care. You did not enjoy how strict they were with so many little things. But now that Lee had called, it was okay for you to go upstairs to your bedroom and talk to her. You made your way up the stairs, smiling. After you had arrived, oh, look at the city! Look at the fucking lights! That's so pretty. I've never seen this at night. You shut the bedroom door from behind you. You took a seat on your bed. Like sunset, yeah. But like, oh, look at that. Alright, I'm here. Cool. Hey, did you know the girl down the street from me has her own phone now? A cell phone? She doesn't have to wait for someone else to stop using it or anything. Can you believe it? I think it's called a flip phone. Wow. Really? The thought of someone having a phone that was all their own seemed unbelievable to you. This is like early 2000s. Right? I wish I had one too, but my parents said I couldn't get my own phone until I'm more grown up. What if they changed their mind? We could call each other every single day. No one would be able to stop us. How great would that be? Really great. We could even stay up late talking about whatever we want. Like snails. Snails? Yeah, snails. Okay, yeah, we can talk about snails. Yes! Lee sighed thoughtfully into the receiver. At least they said I could have it someday. I can't wait. She sighed dramatically. Oh, I bet I'm not gonna get one until I'm all the way in college. Aren't they in middle school, dog? Aren't they in fucking middle school? Where's the Stranger Danger seminar that spooked the entire fucking country? Where's that shit? Where's that? Huh? Where's that? I'm so confused. I really wish. Okay. I did not read that. I did not read that. Squeezing the phone from your shoulder and ear, you popped up your pillows and made yourself more comfortable. It was strange to think of a time when normal school would be over and you'd have to choose whether or not to go to college. Because you're in middle school. School is such a big part of your life right now. You're in middle school, dog. Studying didn't come easy to you, though you tried hard. I don't know why you're acting as if you're debating your college choices right now and this is junior high. It is not. You are barely 14. You knew it was a point and you wanted to do well. Frustratingly, even your best didn't seem to be quite good enough. You didn't know how it could be harder. You felt a lot of pressure to get higher grades than you did last year. Oof! Your future depended on it, after all. Yeah. You tried to sound engaged, but your mind had decided to go back to school to spend the season. Lee knew you too well to be fooled. You sound so spacey. What's up? Tweaking? Just thinking about school. Oh, it's so definitely tweaking. Lee groaned. Are you thinking about how we don't have to think about because it's summer? That's what I'm doing. I'm looking forward to going back. You're speaking English, but I don't understand those words. Talk to me when you've grown up. He laughed over that many kids wouldn't voice their enjoyment of school. Though, I guess school isn't all bad. You can do some good things there. You just do more when school's out. Learning new things can be cool too. I just wish everyone did okay with how they taught the things, not just some people.
Me too.
I wish we all were neurotypical. Don't say those words. I'm so sorry. I know. Dude, I've been laughing my ass off about that all day. There were all sorts of sports stuff during gym. Oh yeah, it could be fun sometimes. It's the easiest way to hang out with people now in the neighborhood too. That's Jamie. If I didn't go to school, I never would have met anybody new. No one really comes here. Continue. Go on. Like up to your lunchtime at school could be better than they had any right to be. Oh, dude. I miss chocolate cakes. I miss whenever they gave me desserts in Michelle Obama. I remember. Anyway. Lucky? Mine's boring. Something about a better health food program. I don't know what that is. That was all. That's pretty much everything that's good about school. Okay, point taken. Free lunch. So you just summed it up to free lunch and activities. And new people. I don't think you liked people. Me neither. Now, I decree the topic of school is officially closed. Fucking A. We have to talk about this summer first before we start plotting the rest of our lives. I've got some plans already. Like? I'm gonna visit my cousins. You chuckled, of course. Was it worth something you want to do? The person that comes to your head. I want to spend time with people. People? I hope that means me too. You lean back in your bed, sitting in so you continue chatting with your friend, even though it hadn't been that long since you saw her. And you'd be seeing her soon. You found plenty to talk about. For one, the events of the day, you sat straighter. Sorry, I coughed. I was with Cove and David today. We met a new kid. Like, are you neighborhood? His parents are visiting families, so it sounds like he'll be around for a little while. I don't know how long though. What was he like? Creepy. Creepy. He kept snapping us when we all were trying to do was talk to him. It was like no matter what we said, he was gonna find a way to make the worst of it. I don't think I want to meet him. Sounds like a dweeb. Yeah, right? Sounds like a total fucking dweeb. You want a boy to stay away before even meeting him? That's an unexpected twist. Your cousin was pretty popular with the boys who knew her. She seemed happy enough to have him around until they started to annoy her. Who you to thought? Cove and Derek always around. They're both boys, you know. I'm not. I'm not interested in them though. Leave out the affirmation, deeply amused. You should guys say, feeling embarrassed by her reaction. It's just a cringe. Let it fade away. There was a stopping noise approaching the room. Heralding the arrival of your irritated older sister, she flung the door open, a frown etched on her face. How long you gonna hog the phone? Glancing at your watch, you realize that your quick call had gone on much longer than anticipated. Elizabeth held out her hand, the other one lodged on her hip. She noticed a realization on your face. Time's up. You'll be gone. Gotta go. See you soon, okay? Bye. See you soon. Tell Elizabeth and your mom said hi too. You barely pressed the end call button when Elizabeth whisked the headset. What? Handset from your phone, from your fingers, began to sound like someone new as she strode out the room. Your mom's voice called from downstairs. Hey, has anyone seen the phone? I'm using it. But that she shut your door behind you. Silence was in the wake. That was one way to end your first day of summer break. Breakfast was in peace and alone. Your moms were both out by the time you had gotten up. They had left you a serving of food from the breakfast they made. Hash browns, an omelet, fritzella, and there was a few sausage links. You did a bit of everything. It was tasty. You pretty sure that there was a variety in the meals your mom's made. That's good. The day lazily drifted by at home. Eventually, your parents returned. You pulled down the fridge again, lingering in the frosty air for a moment or two before grabbing a bottle of ice cold water and taking a long drink. It was perfect. Balmy summer afternoon, you decided to head outside and find something to do. You hadn't decided what that something was just yet, but you were sure something would pop up to occupy your time. I had a cough. Damn. Okay. You stepped out the front door and onto the street, deciding which way to go first when a voice caught your attention. Hi. Hiya, Jamie. Confused, you looked over to where an unrecognized woman was waving at you, a friendly smile plastered on her face. You racked your memory to where you might have seen it before, but nothing came to mind. Not your school. Oh man, my voice is fucked. Like, wait, there it is. Or from the country club your mom took you to, you had absolutely no idea who the woman was. They came across the road towards you, and you were a little unsure on whether you would stay put or go back to the house and lock the door. Oops, I'm sorry. Was I presumptuous? I heard about you, but you have no idea who I am, do you? You shook your head, and she removed her glasses and revealed sparkly ocean blue eyes. All of a sudden, she seemed a little more familiar. Cove's mom. My son lives here. And my ex too, I guess. With a bent smile, she lifted a hand to point at the condo across the street from your own house. She was Cove's mom! You didn't know what you had to realize sooner now that you got a good look at her. She seemed nice. Oh, fuck. Her attitude was friendly and it seemed like she was generally happy to meet you. She extended a hand again, the sign for you to take, and you studied the manicured fingers in front of your face, and there's some of the bracelets that dangled from her wrist. I'm Kyra. I'm Kyra Pierce. You can call me Kyra. You shook her hand. You reached out to her hand and she shook yours firmly, grinning wide. You already gulp know my name? Audibly gulp. That I do. Cole's mentioned you to me before. It's nice to officially meet you, Jamie. He did? Cove and I aren't really friends. I've also heard that too. Maybe that will change one day? I don't want to know. I do not want to know. Oh, I can't tell you that. We said too much. Oh no. She laughed good-naturedly. You can't be happy about that answer though. The sound of a door opening and closing caught both of your attentions, and when you turned towards the sound, it was to find Cove Exiting his house, his eyes skimming the ground. Considering how tall he had grown, you kind of figured his mom also would have been tall, but she was more on the short side for an adult. For an adult, anyways. Cove's height might have come from his father. There you are. I think would keep me standing out here all. Keep me out here What? Keep me standing out here all day. Oh my rat. He said as Cove walked over to TV. When he finally looked up, he noticed he noticed you were there and raised his eyebrows curiously. You couldn't quite tell if the expression that crossed his face was confusion or relief. Cove and I are heading to the town of Gravity E while the snore is at work. Oh no. Now I know why the courts gave Cove to Cliff. Kyra beaten at Cove and ruffled his hair, which only seemed to upset him more. You assumed the snore she was talking about was Cliff. I need some water. I'll be back. I generally need some water. There we go. That's better. That's a little better. Yeah. There we go. Hey, you haven't been here, Nintendo. You don't even know. There's a filters. I think that should be good. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Okay, go. I was eating. What were you eating? I made curry today. You ate a bowl of chili and cooked some veggies. Nice. Nice, nice. There we go. Let me continue with Kyra. Pan fried platan? Platan? What? Platano. I always eat like the fucking bananas, right? Like, I was like, huh? Yeah, platano. Yeah, nice. I want to cook some. I have some platanos right now. I should. I also have like, I want to eat cheesecake. I might be making cheesecake. I don't know yet. Excuse me. Send me some? No, I'm not gonna send you some. Okay, let me continue with Kyra. Hey, you should come with us, Jamie. I'd love to get you know better. Yeah, you should come. You were a little taken back by Cove's agreement. You hadn't imagined being stuck with him and his suddenly appearing mom for the afternoon. Especially not if it was going to be gloomy the whole time. Of course, remember by your parents first. Responsibility and all that. Don't remind me. Yeah, so this is Cove's mom. This is Cove's mom. Yeah. You missed. Yeah, you were like, yeah, I was here, but no, you missed that this is good. Oh, yeah, she's yeah. You're invested. You don't even know it. You don't even know. Okay. It'll give me an excuse to meet them, which I need to do at some point. It's the point of being neighborly if I'm gonna be roasting on the street for the time being. Anywho's, let's go. Is it roosting? What the fuck? Kara walked ahead towards your house and hung back, and you hung back with Clove, who wrinkled his nose as he watched her. I'm sorry about her, but I really do want you to come. I don't want to be just the two of us. Not right now. Oh my god. This is getting juicy, dude. I didn't know your mom was coming over. Don't you usually go to where she is? Yeah. She's going to be staying with us for the summer. She just got here this morning. It was a surprise they planned. His face scrunched up more. You not understanding. Code had been through a lot with both of his parents in the past few years, and it seemed like it was still taking some time to adjust. Oh, we're getting... Yo. We're getting to the juicy bits. Here's the thing to know. I'm gonna keep going till I finish this game, because for the rest of the fucking month of October, it's gonna be spooky games. NTR. Lethal. No, not lethal. Not lethal. Lethal's. No, not lethal. I updated my schedule so you can see what's going to be planned. That's not what I wanted to do. Mom answered the door after a minute. Her ow, I coughed. Yeah, you can see the schedule. So it's gonna be, and for those that are, it's gonna be Indie Spooky Monday, Apex because they're gonna have a Halloween event, Resident Evil, Bioshock 2, and another indie for Fridays, which and it's gonna be Indigo Park. Or like just like themed attractions. So Including in that is gonna be Bendy, a few knockoffs, and probably Playtime. Which I'm gonna be really happy about. I can't wait. Mom answered the door after a minute. Her eyebrows lifted in surprise at the group she found in front of her. You realized that, like you, she had no idea it was Cove's mom who was hanging out with you. However, after blinking at the woman who a couple of times and looking between her and Cove, the realization seemed to strike on her. Hello there, I'm Pamela. I see you've met my kid Jamie, and I'm guessing you've already known Cove for a while. Kyra laughed, and you and Cove exchanged looks at your parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kyra Pierce. Priest. Pierce? Priest. Cove's mom. So nice to meet you. Ahead of, still working on a Halloween-ish game for more than 2 years. Which one? Want to be killing floor 2. A head of purple brown hair caught your eyes as Mom popped up behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. And a dream barbecue? Oh wow, I don't even know what that is. Jay, please. Jay, are you still watching my? Are you still? Oh, by the way, Sony servers are down, so Jay can't even play Apex. It's great. Oh, it's an interactive adventure. Sounds like fun. Take the L, never. We have company. I was wondering what all the commotion was. She grinned excitedly at Kyra. The two of them introduced themselves and shook hands. Hello. Jay, I'm a Jade. you for Jade to take the L? Yeah, it's been funny. It's reached about 90,000 reports, and it's like worldwide outage, by the way, for Sony. It's funny. Hi, Jamie. Cove. Meanwhile, Fortnite, you know. Cove smiled at Ma shyly, and she gestured a hand towards the living room. Well, come on in. There's no use hanging around in the doorway. Oh my rat, dude! Jay? It's been a month. It's been a month. I love to, but I promised to take my son out to eat, and I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. I'm confusing them. A month? What do you mean a month? Oh, Markiplier. I mean, like, Markiplier uploaded something just now, and he's been gone for like a month. Oh, I understand. You're welcome to stop by anytime. Of course, I'll take you up on the offer when I can. You can count on it. Would you mind too much if Jamie went with Cope and I? My treat. I won't be driving. Just a quick walk down the road. Sure, that sounds nice. I hope you all have fun. You gave your moms a look. Wasn't he streaming a few hours ago? No. I can't wait for Iron Lung to release. Maybe it was an accident because he does do that sometimes. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I think it was a YouTube short live stream. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get anything for a live stream or anything. I have like the all set, so I don't know. Oh, maybe Insta. I know Mama Pliers streams regularly. I have to finish this game. I have to finish this game. I have to finish this game. We're not finished, but get to the save point. I'm gonna reach the next phase and then keep going. You give your mom a look at the smile at you fondly. You hurried there letting go. It seemed like Cove needed support, and you were starting to feel pretty hungry anyway. Marvelous. Is she? Marvelous. Is she posh? Expect us back in an hour or two. No, we're doing that for her. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Take care. Your parents waved goodbye to the three of you as you backed up onto the street. There was the sound of the foot door closing behind you. I'm pretty positive I saw some streets when I was in taxi not too far from here. Yeah, it's a tourist town, isn't it? There's a lot of them around. It's kind of strange to see Cove give someone this much attitude if he wasn't in a mood to be nice. He generally just kept to himself. Kara put her hands on her hips and smiled at her son. Well, you sound like an area expert. Why don't you have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kara pouted at him a little and turned to you instead. How about you, Jamie? Want to point me in the right direction? You shrugged. Stop. You've been to a lot of places in town, but none of them really stood out. Well, let's head to town, see what we can find. Will you show us the way? You nodded, taking the lead of your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. Together, the three of you left the neighborhood behind. Oh, they added new. Oh, look at the. Oh, Edge of Sleep. This. Oh my god! I have not heard Edge of Sleep in so long. You walked around for a little while, looking at the different options and gazing to the various shop windows. The streets you passed were filled with guests already, sampling the town's various food places. Fuck. When you headed past a familiar place with gold writing on the glass and a red lacquered roof that you always admired, you started to slow down. My family comes here all the time. It's really good. I think we have a winner. I always love Chinese food. Let's head on in. The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily you were shown right into a small table. Kyra lowered herself to the chair while Cove picked up one diagonal to her, not for it to go to her side. It was awkward. Let's see. To start, what would you all like to drink? I'll get an orange soda. Noted. Jamie? Just water. Wow, that's the first option anyway. Lemon or anything? There's sugar on the table. Lemon. Sure. Kara puts the order for your drinks, getting a black hot coffee for herself, and it took like long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. Yum. Very good drink. Very nice drink. Your small group checked over the menus and you started to order the usual. You had been to such many times and you knew what was good and what wasn't already. Kyra and Cove didn't need any encouragement for this. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Soon the meal's table ordered and menus taken away. You guys at table service waiting to figure out what to say. Cove sunk back forth into his seat and avoided eye contact. Started to twiddle his thumbs and while acting like all of this was perfectly normal. I gotta cough. Okay, good. I'm good. It's like, it's just so much talking, still being sick, drinking water, and everything. It's just all just a cycle. His sour feelings today were unignorable. What? Instead of asking more open questions, he brushed off. Kaiba had mercy on your son and instead put her focus on you. But just get well already. Never! You will never find me well. You will forever find me sick in my little corner as a sick little frog. It's Mr. President himself. So, Jamie, what's a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. Oh. Oh, I can pick anything. I can pick anything. Now that I have options, I don't know what to fucking pick. I know, real up to me. Oh, art. I gotta do it. Yeah, drawing. Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Okay, I felt I love sketchbooks. Painting. I enjoy painting from time to time too, but I can't say I'm good at it. I create digitally. We learned how to make clay sculptures at school, and I love doing it ever since. Doing it at home doesn't really have all the programs I need. Ain't that the fucking truth? I like looking at other people's art, but we only have a small gallery here. I hope one day I can travel to all the big ones. And fashion. That ain't true. Okay, whatever. And yeah, I like to read. Me too. Nothing beats curling up with a good book. And comic book. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, comic books, manga. I'm just like Cliff. Flip note and paint net. It's all I need. Dude. So, have you looked that Krita, the free fucking program, is $19.99 on Steam? That's a fucking sellout. That's a fucking sellout. Krita is a free fucking program. And you're telling me you have to, some people that don't even check like the website itself are paying it on Steam? I don't my fucking mind. I don't my fucking mind that Steam's doing that. It's crazy. That's crazy. Paid open source, never heard of it. Just like Cliff back in the day. Manga. I haven't heard of this stuff, but I'm sure it's very good. Thanks. No, I don't like magazines. Non-fiction books. I bet you know a lot of things then. Poetry. Specifically beyond years, I see. And I like to watch TV. Pretty interesting when you find a good series, isn't it? You're not her head and you guys, she must like that too. Stand-up comedy. Cool. That's very interesting. People watching it's quite the unique hobby. Thanks. I'm a serial murderer on the side. More games. Oh, that's great. We should all play a game together sometimes. Video games. I don't know much about them. Maybe you can show me sometime. Card games. I like card games too. Maybe go play together sometime. And hang out with people. Hey, it's nice to have friends and family to spend time with. Maybe it's meant as a support dev version. Maybe. I'm forever coughing, just. But it's not like I can go check again, but I don't think it is. Oh, it's $9.99. Anyway, nope. Nope. Not. It doesn't say dev version or dev support or same characteristics as the Yep, same characteristics as the regular website. And they have a link to the website. Thrive. It's not even like to the website. It's the website, but it's just like get involved with like. Yeah, and then but then when you go to Krita, it says Krita is a professional, free, and open source painting program. Love it, love it. Thank you, Steam, for being the cheap bitch you are. Not to mention, Krita itself is just a fucking program. But now you want to like rip off people for $10 for it? That's a free program that they the subs advertise as a free program. Okay, yeah, sure, great. Thanks, Steam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now like the beach, I go surfing. Oh, do you and Co surf together? Not really. I'm almost done with these. I'm just gonna say I didn't say anything else because this is a lot. I will keep going until like it ends. Fuck Krita. Fuck Steam too. I've had that program crash on me so many fucking times. What? But I'm my thing is good. Yeah, look at it. You was right. The income pays for development. Nice. And did you find this in like in the back corner of stuff? Where'd you even find this? License for usage. Dude, look at it. Why is Krita on Steam paid? Now I didn't get involved. Where the okay, check it. I'm trying to find where I could find that page manually instead of fucking looking it up. It is so far. It is in the back corners. Reported streaming for spreading misinformation. I don't give a shit. When Krita stops crashing every 5 minutes, I will advertise for it. I don't give a shit. So use a program. What the fuck? Thanks, I wanted to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. He was trying not to pay attention, but you could always tell he was uncomfortable. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kyra a few questions on your own. Cove? Cough, cough. Yeah, whatever. I cough. Whatever. I'm drinking water. Cove hadn't told you much about her, and you were curious to know more about this woman who was such a big part of his life. But, what exactly do you do for work? Why is that a weird? What's weird? Nothing. All right. Stinky. I'm a I'm a I'm a travel writer for magazines and things. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. You. Wow. What do you like to do? Spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. A real shock, huh? Where do you live normally? Nirvana. Have you been there? You shook your head. It's a beautiful place. Check it out if you can. Full of deserts, snakes, lizards. Kyra brushed the question off lightly. Not at present. Why did you get divorced? Cove nudged you in the arm, and when you looked at him, he seemed furious. Kyra brushed the question off lightly. That's funny. That's really funny. That's grown-up stuff. You should enjoy your youth while you can without having to worry all about that. Cove? W Cove! Cove sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink with furrowed brows, and he looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. You wondered if he was annoyed that you were spending time talking to his mom, but he hadn't seemed to want to talk to her at all. I made a face at him. Oh, Jamie, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I did all this for us. I did all this for us. I did this. You stared at Cove until he glanced at you in annoyance, and then you tilted your nose with a finger and put on your tongue. It took a couple months, but finally, he cracked a smile, and that made you feel a little lighter inside. You two seem really cute together. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat. Ugh, Mom, why'd you have to say that? You felt bothered too. You and Cove weren't even friends, really. It seems strange for her to say something like that without knowing you. Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious. Even Cove enjoyed his food. I read ahead, and I cannot fathom why she said that. So okay, all right. All right, now that we're all full and content, can you please explain why you had a bug up your butt all day? Cove's face scrunched at that. I would too. I would. I mean, dude, why? 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 Okay. Seriously, baby, what did Mom do to make you this mad? I haven't been around the full day yet. He gripped the edge of his table, refusing to make eye contact. The words you spoke were, dude, literally, were barely shut up! No, shut up! Were barely audible over the din of the restaurant. Fuck. You could have told me. She leaned forward to not miss anything else, eyebrows raised. Told you what? He finally seemed to find his voice to spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That I wasn't gonna visit you this year? They were gonna be coming instead? Didn't you invite me? I mean, you wanted me here with you. Cove's eyes began to shake and his frustrated ebbed. I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it'd be like this. It's not the same and nobody said anything. I see. Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table. We both been given another Clifford surprise. What? What? Am I tweaking? That's not a saying. That's not a saying. Am I tweaking? That's not a saying. Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both you and Clifton. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, none of this made sense because we were not told that Cliff was just okay. Okay, thanks for that. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody had ever called him Clifford until now. Okay, yeah. You lost me on that. I was very fucking confused. She smoothed her hair out and not letting go of her stern look. The more things change, the more they stay the same. They let out identical sighs and smile weakly at one another afterwards. I can go home, Clove. We can still set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends. Clove's lips tightly close together. He seriously pondered the option. I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not there. Oh, my heart. She reached over across the gap, grabbed his face, and planted a kiss on his cheeks. Cove tried to wiggle away. Mom, stop. I'm sorry. Sweet young man needs to be smooched by the parents. If I don't, that'll take away my mom license. The government already did that. Kyra? The government already did that. Anyway. Kyra was completely enthused by Cove's admission. Though a tone of seriousness did return to her voice when the conversation continued. Do you want to talk to your dad too? No. Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled his annoyance back in just as quickly. Maybe later. Not today. I understand. We can shelve it. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for talking to me, little mister. She grinned affectionately at him before turning away. And thank you, Jamie. Huh? What did I do? Yeah, so I wasn't tweaking when like they started making their own fucking inside jokes, even though I'm right here. And I'm right fucking here. Part of the story, not fucking understanding the jokes. Cause I was very fucking confused. It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. It's hard to keep that up with your neighbor watching everything. Mom! She just ruffled his hair with a laugh and then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. That was how the issue was resolved, at least between Cope and his mom. When the three of you left the restaurant and Kyra had paid the bill, you walked back to your neighborhood slowly. You had eaten so much by the time you were beginning to feel sleepy. By that time, you were beginning to feel sleepy. It did not help that the lunch had happened late and the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. Had to go slower. Cliff! What the fuck? You're more sun-kissed. You Latino or something? But eventually you reached your street. Someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. Welcome back, family. And Jamie, too. Cliff. Dad. The two walked past him into the corner without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, their shoulders were cold. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, and his eyes were as soft as he looked on after them. He's so much like his mom, don't you think? You gave a vague nod. Not sure what he was expecting you to do. He headed back, far more energetically. Okay, have a nice night, Jamie. You too, Cliff. With that, Cope's dad disappeared to join the others aside. It was your time to go home now. Summer had started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone well. Having covered the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cope, but also both your families, and every dull moment was really had. We're back here! We're back here! Okay. I'm gonna save here. What are we starting with? What are we starting with? Oh wow, there's so much more now. But I'm gonna finish all of these today. Get to summer ending and everything. And then I'm ending the stream. And then when November picks up, I'll be back playing this game. And hopefully finishing it. Because I'm like, I really need to do Spooky Month. I can't wait. Road trip? Road trip. Even though you were awake, the sun had barely peeked its head above the horizon, and the sky above was still dark through lightning. Though lightening by the minute. Usually you wouldn't be up so early, especially during summer vacation, but today was different. Today, instead of lazy days you're used to, everything around you was in a flurry of activity as both your family and Co's prepared for what lay ahead. Because parked in the street just outside your house was a massive RV camper. So big you could even see Co's house behind it. His parents had rented the RV for a few days to take him on a short road trip to see the Redwood National Park. You glanced at Cope, who was standing near taking the sight in front of him. The prospect of the trip had been a mixed bag for him, but it was only 3 days, so it seemed he was dealing with it as best as he could. Your family joining them probably added to the muddled emotions. You weren't sure how exactly it happened. You knew your parents and Cove spoke to each other often. Somewhere along the way, plans were made after Cliff offered to share the space. The parents all thought it was a fantastic idea. Can you tell the sarcasm? You had already gotten a good look inside while helping to load everything in, and you had to admit that while it was a really big car, fitting that many people inside was going to be snug.
Let's go.
But little is it, kiddo. Oh. I'm coughing a lot. I need more water. Like a lot. Mom bustled past. Ugh. More water. More cough. More. Mom bustled past with a cooler in one hand and a large bottle of water under the other. She was up for this morning for this early in the morning. That's nice. Ma, however, sitting on the other side of the wavelengths, she I truly, yeah. She followed behind her wife, who dragging her feet on every step. I'm gonna need a whole jug of coffee once we hit the road. Yeah, bathrobe. It was way too early. I might be talking too much, cause like every time I talk, it just gets worse. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a terrible fucking feeling. You yawned and rubbed at your eyes, still sleepy from the early morning wake-up call. The air outside was still damp from dew, and that helped make you a bit more alert. And then, at the end of the chain, came your sister. She had a bone to pick before the trips officially started. Her rattled off critiques added some level of normalcy to everything new going on. Can't confirm, I'm coughing a lot. It's just talking so much. Shut up. I'm gonna save. And go to the menu. I'm gonna check to see if I can make the. Uh, I can't make them bigger. Oh, that's it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's Dexter. This is Baxter. Jay's doing all the commentary now. Well, I'm fucking sick, dog. I'm coughing every time I talk. Let me load. Let me load again. I don't know why I can't sleep in the bed tonight. Jimmy's the youngest. I've never fallen off asleep in that loft. We're trying to make things fair on everyone. If you want to play the older card, you could be offering to take the loft both nights. But it's important for big sleepers to make sacrifices for the younger ones. Oh my rat, hold up. I'm going so far. Elizabeth huffed, not happy with that answer in the slightest, and folded her arms, leaning back against the side of the RV. The trip plans had been nailed down prior, Sir Richard included. Elizabeth still held on to her directions with them. There was a main area of the RV with a couch, loft, and some floor space, and at the end of the car was a room with a large bed. Moms were sharing the bed. Kai was on the couch, and father and son intended to sleep on the floor. The adults determined you and Elizabeth would switch between the small loft and the driver's seat, sharing the beds with Mom. I was fine with the arrangements. I like sleeping on a loft. And I'm totally not scared of heights. I mean, what? Didn't say anything. As long as you had a place to rest your head and on some description, it didn't bother you. Alright, you lot. Does everyone have everything they need? Well, in 5 minutes. Now's the time to double check. You don't want to forget something important. At that word, Elizabeth yelped and dashed back into the house, her bedhead hair bouncing behind her as she went. Ma came over and gave you a smile, setting her hands on her lips, on her hips. What about you, Jamie? Do you have all your clothes packed? Toiletries, deodorant, floss, anything else you could think of? We were confident you had it all. Want to make sure everything was organized and ready to go. You had packed the night before and set your alarm too. Yep, I'm good. That's great. We'll have to wait for those who aren't as organized, but we'll be heading off shortly. With a few minutes to spare before leaving, you mentally went over what you had packed for the day. Clothes, a pillow, blanket, usual day-to-day gear for most people. Like a lighter, and a knife, some rope, and napalm. You also had more personal things such as oh yes, just everything. The drive to the Redwood National Park would take the entire day one way. Hey, what? Huh? So you wanted to make sure you had a way to entertain yourself while traveling there and back. Literally everything. You had to be prepared in case you saw something to sketch at this park, and if you had to write anything down, or if you needed to pass time just doodling. My favorite stuffed animal, my little dolphin keychain, because I remember that. Without fail, it always made you feel more comfortable whenever you went somewhere new. It was like taking a little piece of home away with you. Couple things to read. You have back one of your old favorites and a new one you never tried before. Book, new book, old book, favorite book. You need to have plenty of time for both on such a long drive. You kind of dread the idea of trying to buy a nicely well and cramped RV, but it was something you wanted to keep on hand. It was fun to break out a ball to play around within the field behind your house. You never might enjoy having to do while at the park. I have a camera. Oh, dude, I'm gonna take so many photos. It was just a little pocket camera you had got from your mom, so you couldn't miss the opportunity to take some new snaps. An MP3 player is the new fucking road, dude. Are you kidding me? How many iTunes I have on this fucking thing? You don't even know, dog. My Walkman. With so much time going to be spent driving a car, you wanted to make sure you'd be able to have some music to put on. And that was everything. Alright. Yep, that was everything. I need to charge my phone. Jay, where's the charger? Here, let me take that for you, Jamie. I'll just throw it in the RV. There's a few spots left till it'll fit. There's a few spots left that'll fit. You let Kyra take your bag and gave her a grateful smile. With nothing left to do, you watched the others get ready for the trip. Walk. Kyra and Cliff seemed to have the most energy of anyone. They were finished packing the suitcases away while your moms had gone to lock up the house. That's my worst fear every time I go on a fucking trip is just being the last one to lock the house and then not doing it. And for the entirety of the trip, I will be stressing about it. The high five when another one got crammed to the storage compartments of the vehicle. Even though your own parents are more low-key than Coves, you could tell they were both excited for the trip. It had been a while since your family had been away anywhere together. Elizabeth skipped towards the RV, a bag slung over her shoulder, and you were surprised to see she seemed more optimistic with the whole ordeal now. Usually, she wasn't one to exit the conference room unless it was for TV or food or to leave her family behind to be with friends. You would have thought the three... Oh. You would have thought the whole 3-day packed in an RV with 6 others would be too much for her, but it was a nice surprise. She suppose any vacation is better than no vacation in her mind. Oh man, I'm like... Cup had been pretty quiet so far, and more than anything seemed to be overwhelmed by the situation. We were excited for the trip too. Soon the malicious remaining tasks had all been wrapped up. Miscellaneous. It's miscellaneous. Everyone piled into the RV. It was officially time for the trip to start. And it did. Cliff took the first shift driving. He cautiously navigated the massive car out of the narrow neighborhood streets. I gotta get tissue. Okay, I think I'm good. Let's let you go for the first part of the journey. Your moms and Kyra were all holding up the front, trying to get a view of how much space they had on each side. There was a sense of relief when the first long leg of the trip was hit, and the RV would only need to go one stretch of highway for miles. The mom group cleared out of the driver areas, leaving Cliff to do it, and taking more comfortable seats around the main cabin. I felt like you could relax now too. Time slipped by as morning faded away. Before you realized it, the engine of the RV cage just stopped, and it was halted for a few minutes as Cliff climbed out of the driver's seat and Mom took over. Mom was sitting shotgun, giving Mom a quick tutorial of the controls as it was her first time driving anything this large. Cliff groaned as he headed towards the rest of you, stretching his arms above his head and loosening up his muscles. We're making good progress. Yeah, maybe you should take a nap in the back for a while. That was a long haul you did, and I know you're on less sleep than usual. Are you kidding? I don't need sleep. I just got a few miles in the old day. Flexed an arm, showing off his muscles to drive the point about how resilient he was home. And Kyra rolled her eyes in amusement. Dad, everyone has to sleep. Cliff shook his head at the tough guy act, though Cliff simply chuckled and rolled his son's hair.
So?
I'm gonna be driving anytime soon, Cliff. I wanna know so I can prepare. Did anyone pack some rope? Oh, I did. I might need it. What? What? There's like no seatbelt up here. Were you joking? Yeah. Elizabeth called down from where she was lounging in the loft above the driving compartment. She was laying on her back, her hair falling off the side and swinging around as the RV started up again and took off the road. A bag of potato chips was balanced on Elizabeth's stomach, and she tossed a couple in her mouth as Cliff had held a hand to his chest, pretending to be offended by the remark. Kyra laughed lightheartedly.
Don't worry about it.
You ruined me, young girl. I will never drive again. Well, lucky for all of us, we have enough dogs to cover the shifts today. You will be driving again until tomorrow. You stayed quiet. You didn't have anything to add to the conversation, but it was pretty funny all the same. Mom then shouted back in her seat to join the conversation. A playful smile tilted her lips. What I'm worried about is this old monster getting us there and back before falling apart. It looks as though it was built in the early 90s. It must be older than some of the occupants. That's just the extent of the core. It's not that old. I think. Did you ask what year the model was before you rented it? Kyra wrinkled her nose and thought.
Hey!
Yes, I did. I just can't remember what the answer was. Cliff chuckled at her while the rest of you let out a collective sigh. The RV lurched a little as it picked up speed, and you held onto the ladder to the loft to keep your balance. The loft is right there, like up above. When you tilted your chin up to carefully look, you heard the rustling of the bag of chips and realized Elizabeth had rested the end of it on your head. I'll take a handful. She adjusted to the opening, slightly offering to share her snack. Thank you. Reaching up, you scooped with some chips, and after that, the weight of the bag left your scalp. You happily munched away as the conversation continued on and you got closer and closer to your destination. The day flew by, with a group of you chatting, playing games, and passing time together before finally arriving at the park and setting up for the night. Yeah, I know! I call! Whatever! Ma was closing the windows while everyone got ready for bed, saying goodnight to the others as she made her way to the back room. You had what? You had all had dinner together. You all had dinner together. Dog. Okay. You all had dinner together while still driving, and some hours after having arrived at your destination, you found a spot to park in for the rest of your stay. I'm not an English major. There was a lot of hats in there that didn't have to be there, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And it makes a little sense, but not really. It's fine. Giving a look across the front of the RV, you notice almost everyone there was already dozing off where they were, with Cove having completely fallen asleep, curled up in the passenger seat. He must have done so while Kyra was driving the last leg, and they had decided not to disturb him. Kyra herself was the only one who was still awake, flipping through a magazine next to the portable light from her spot on the couch. It seemed Cliff needed to sleep despite his claims. You follow your moms into the back room, close the door behind you before crawling onto the bed between them. It was a queen-size bed. Bread. Yeah, I love queen-size breads. Yep. Half the time is my reading comprehension, and the other half is just the grammar. Anyway, most of the time it's my fucking reading comprehension. It was a queen size bed, but there was enough space for the three of you together without too much squishing. A healthy amount of squishing is great. Okay, get a good rest, Jamie. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to the brush walk in the morning. It's been quite a long time since out in nature like this. There will be plenty for us to see. Don't worry. Alright, dear. You stayed awake for a little while longer while your mom's whispered about the park and forest in general. With the sound of their voices in the background, eventually you nodded off to sleep. This is quite long. The next morning, we were up bright and early, prepared for the day ahead. You slept well. You fell asleep before you knew it and had woken up rested. Mom whined a bit about the firmness of the mattress, and Mom had only encouraged her to enjoy the trip while she could. I skipped one thing. While looking for a spot to get ready, you had some trouble finding space for your own as the others were doing the same. Cole was perched on top of the counter, brushing his teeth and tucking up his legs every time someone wanted to move past. The parents were checking, double checking, and triple checking that you had everything, to the point where you had stopped listening to them altogether. You knew you wouldn't be returning to the RV at all that day, but by the look of the backpacks that were packed and ready to go, you doubted anything was missing from them. It didn't take much longer until you all exited the RV in a bustling and headed into the Redwood National Park. Wow. Trees and grass. Cove had his head tilted up towards the canopy of trees, his eyes wide as he took in the massive trunks on either side of you. You knew that the redwood trees here were considered the tallest trees on Earth, but you weren't prepared for exactly how huge they would be in person. Smile, you two. Come on. You spent time for Kyra to snap a photo of you and Cove together before she pointed her camera at Cliff, trying to get a shot despite his weak protests that she should just enjoy the moment. Your parents were walking behind the group a little, with Mom telling Ma some information she had read about the park in a brochure. Ma listened happily while looking around and taking in the sights, every now and then asking questions or making a joke about something Mom had said. You smiled at them. Thinking your mom must have read a lot of pamphlets to know so much about the park. Maybe you should come here and work here as a tour guide if you know so much about the place. Elizabeth teased, earning a squeeze on the nose from your mom. She seemed to be enjoying herself, but you thought that might just be because she was amused by everyone else's reactions. You would awe of the redwood trees. They're fucking huge. Look at them. Big old things. Surrounding you on either side, the enormous trees shot up in the sky, the sunlight peeking through their canopy and speckling the path in front of you. It was breathtaking. The sheer size of redwoods made you feel like a tiny ant bustling along through the forest. The adults had decided on some casual nature walks rather than any serious hikes and just strolled along in your own pace, taking in the scenery. Elizabeth sped up a little, speaking of as she fell into place between the two of you. And immediately you could tell by her expression that she was going to say something taunting. I can't believe our families are actually on vacation together. She threw her arms out, speaking with a genuine sense of bewilderment. I would have joked about something like this happening, but now I'm not sure I want to give them any more ideas. Cove spared her a look, but said nothing, instead continue walking along. Just watch. Next year they'll be talking about their next new amazing idea. She put on a deep, fake voice deeper than her own. We should just sell our houses and move in together. Think of how much we save on the mortgage. Like I know anything about mortgage. What's mortgage? Rent? No, it's not. I don't know. Well, I don't know either. It was good that Elizabeth was being sarcastic. Cove simply shook his head and not really bothered by her. You suppose he was used to it by this point. But seriously, they really do act like we're a single family just because we live across the street from each other. Elizabeth gave you and Cove a look, her eyes glinting with mischief as she leered at you. Maybe one day we will be related, legally anyway. She said it as though she was a gossipy old lady. Chismosa. I don't know why me and Jimmy always get paired up with these kinds of jokes. Doesn't also get to marry someone your own age. And anyone could say you and me are the ones who will get married one day. Me? In your dreams? She already cut her out already. You don't need to ruin the day with that. I thought you were happy someone put the idea in Cove's head. I don't think he's making plans about marrying anyone right now. Elizabeth made a smug face, saying in a sing-song voice, "How sad for you." You sighed. Fuck this day already. Well, they continued. With the plan to see and experience. You passed a few different activities that you would have liked to try out if you had time, such as kayaking and rock climbing, but Mom said that you would have to wait for another trip. There was a little stream during the while you sat aside and set out a picnic for lunch, nibbling on a section of fruits, sandwiches, and chips. Various birds flew by overhead, and you made a game out of guessing the species that were hanging out in the trees nearby. You eventually managed to get a couple of them right, not including the kingfisher. That grabbed half of Cliff's sandwich. You're glad you were able to do this in the end. It was definitely a special experience, and one you remember for a long time to come. You smiled to yourself, committing the sights and sounds to memory. You made it back to camp just as the sun was setting in the sky and the stars were appearing one by one. Everyone had enjoyed different parts of it. You traded stories of what you thought while you were eating dinner, and afterwards you pitched to help clean up. You, along with Elizabeth and Cove, got to head back to the RV early and spent the time while the parents stay outside longer. Berber! Is that a Berber? It's Wayne's Berber. It was nice to have the space to yourself after the cramped journey there, and while Elizabeth had locked herself in the back room with her headphones, you and Cove were left in the main lounge area. You'd have to relax on your own. Yeah, thank you. It was your night to sleep there, so you might as well get used to it. You climbed the ladder and headed up to the loft, laying back and relaxing after the big day out. Cove stayed down below and spread out on the couch, doing much the same thing. Elk Cove. Absolutely, WJB, yes. Covering your backpack, you pass the time until the adults returned. You got a good few levels in the game you're currently playing before getting stuck in a particularly hard, difficult level. It was specifically the Sonic underwater level. That shit was fucking horrendous on the DS. The parents all arrived soon after, each of them climbing to the RV and finding some place to sit down and rest their legs. Elizabeth, having heard the commotion, came out from the room for the first time since arriving and joined you all. You spent the evening chatting and playing a few games and during the last evening of the trip together. Bedtime arrived within the blink of an eye. As the group hunkered down for your night, your mom did a final round to be sure nothing had been left behind. She explained that Cliff was going to start driving early in the morning, like on the first day. Sorry. But we'll be letting everyone else in the group sleep. There will be a need for all of them to be up. Now is the time to check if you haven't left anything outside. You, as well as everyone else, were confident you had it all packed up inside the RV, which meant it was time to get some rest before the journey home tomorrow. Sorry. Okay, doing good. I think this is gonna be the only one, and then I'm gonna end summer, and then when I'm save again, I'm gonna go back into the save file next month, and then go. I'm like dying over here. You, as well as everyone else, were confident you had it all packed up inside the RV. It was time to get some rest before the journey home tomorrow. Your mom spent Elizabeth heading to the back room while you climbed up to the loft. Hope and his family got situated below in the previously set arrangement. Million thoughts were running through your mind. It was hard to believe that the trip was practically over, and before you knew it, you'd be back in your own bed at home. It was short, that was for sure, but you obviously didn't do so much during your time here. All in all, it was a nice break from home. It was great. Minutes ticked by silently, and it took long for the soft noise of Cliff and Kyra to drift up to you. They were asleep now. You poked your head out from the loft and blinked through the darkness. Cove's parents were indeed out. Cove looked to be staring at the ceiling. You slipped back into the loft before getting caught. Then you went back to try to sleep. You lay down, shuffling onto your back and looked up the rivets set on the roof of the RV through the dark. Wait. At some point, your eyes grew heavy and you gently drifted off into a deep sleep. When you woke up the next morning, it was a rumble of the RV as it traveled the long journey home. Still blinking sleepily, you peeked over the edge of the loft to get a glimpse of what was happening. Cove was sitting with his mom on the couch, the two of them talking quietly. He must have noticed you moving around there because Cove's ocean blue eyes snapped up to yours and gave you a smile. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Cove. Soon your moms and Elizabeth emerged from their room, dressed and ready for the day of travel. You spent most of the day hanging out together in RV, serving the last few hours of vacation. Kyra suggested a few different travel games that she used to play with Cove when he was younger, and you all had a great time competing against each other. Like I Spy and Punch Buggy. And Don't Tell Your Mom. I mean, what? Don't do that. Please don't do that. When the RV finally pulled onto your street. It was well into the night, and you were looking forward to crawling into your own bed after the last few days. Everyone else must have been feeling the same because mutually agreed that unpacking and cleaning the RV would wait until morning. Once home again, you went straight to your room and dropped onto your bed, shoes and all. You stretch out with a smile on your face and enjoying having the space all to yourself. With those last few thoughts drifting through your mind, it wasn't long before you dozed off to sleep. Tomorrow, life will go on like normal. Yippee! I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna sadly end this summer, but I will be back doing the rest of these next month. Yep, I'm gonna have to sadly do it. There was no denying it. Today was the very last day of summer. Tomorrow you were heading to class. I was excited to go back. The summer had been fun. I know. I know. Yeah, taking your fill, and now you were looking for the fresh, and you see you were full of potential. What? You got dressed, not envisioning the day before you. No more freaky Kyra for 1 month, right? Yeah, for you. You've been disappointed. We have other freaky stuff to look at. What are you talking about? The consequence will lay ahead of you tomorrow. Life is sure going to be different. You had come to think of... Dude, I have Dead Space queued up for, like, the games, dude. You're not gonna be without content, trust me. We got freaking stuff going. You're not alone. You had come to think of the summer vacation as the norm. But school stretched on up for the majority of the year, whereas the summer vacation was just a break in the middle. So rather than it being different, it was kind of a return to the normal. What did your normal life really mean? Freaky Kyra, freaky Kyra, you could wait maybe. Don't say that, man. You considered how friendly your moms talked about their summer vacation as kids. You didn't even recognize that 1 year the pattern of school in the summer itself would be over for good. It was hard to imagine. Then it's just work, and adulting, and taxes, and sticky life. You'd gotten distracted. One arm still out of the sleeve, you pulled through and put your mind back to the present. This vacation had brought about plenty of changes on its own, like Kyra's visit. Through that, too, was coming to an end today. You were happy you finally got a chance to know her. She was interesting to be around. You liked how easy it was to talk to her. You finished dressing and went downstairs, ready to find out what the day held for you. Lying on your belly, you were lounging on the couch in your living room. You gave your legs one last good stretch when your mom came over, looking amused. Any chance you can make room for us? Make some room for us? Uh-huh. Yep. They sat down on the other side of you after you rearranged yourself, and in doing so, you noticed that Elizabeth was fuming from one of the seats at the dinner table. You weren't the only one that caught that. It won't be much longer, Elizabeth. We just want to make sure that we were all here to say goodbye before Kyra leaves. Jeez. Okay, whatever. Jamie, could you pop on over there and check how it's going, please? With a plain nod, look, it's your favorite Kyra. She's coming up. You left the house and made it across the street. Immediately, you noticed the front door of the Holden house was open, and you approached curiously, peeking inside. Cove noticed you right away and greeted you with a wave. You stepped fully in the doorway. Hi. What's up? My mom wanted everyone to say bye before your mom leaves. Cove smiled lightly at that and nodded. Mom already called the taxi. We're taking her bags out. Cove, who are you talking to? And just then, Cliff came by just as a visitor. His expression brightened when Cove took a step to the side so that he could see you were there. Okay. Uh, so he can see you there.
Always good to see you, Jamie, but why are you sitting out there? Come on in.
He just for you to come inside, and you did so. Sliding in past Kyra popped out from another room after hearing the noise, and a big smile grew on her face.
Hi.
Hi, Jamie. So glad I could see you today.
Hello.
Kyra nodded, and turning her attention back to her boys. She patted Cliff on the arm with a warm smile, then she loped Cove in a crushing hug. Initially, Cove squirmed to break free from her grasp, but his mom was unfazed and kept him locked in place. Heartbeats later, he gave in and hugged her back tightly.
I'm so glad.
Oops. Oh, I'm so happy this trip was a success. I know, stop it. Cliff looked like he was bursting with pride. And then Cove stiffened. Kyra loosened her hold on him enough to steady his face concerned. She spoke her next words in a whisper that had been meant just for her son. Did you want them, Shelvin? Raising an eyebrow, Cliff watched him carefully. His smile began to falter.
What's wrong?
Cove sighed and his gaze flirted over to you for a moment, and then just as quick, it was back on his parents.
It's okay.
It's alright.
Really?
Are you sure? I don't want to do it now. I can tell Dad later.
Nervously, you watched the exchange with the growing suspicion that Cove didn't want to have the conversation while you were there. Oh my right, he's moving! He is moving! What if you wondered if you should offer to leave when Kyra gave Cove a pat on the head.
All right.
You can always call me if you want me to be part of the conversation, okay?
I'll call. Thanks, Mom.
Fuck. Cliff still looked baffled about what Kyra and Cove were referring to, but you watched as his shoulders slowly relaxed. You figured that he decided to wait for Cove to be ready to talk to him. And with Cliff's silence, things seemed to be settled for now. After that, it wasn't long before the taxi ride from in front of the house and in clear view of the open window. Open door! Kyra stood up, smiling sadly. Well, that's my ride.
Yeah.
The matching reply got a chuckle out of Kyra as you all filed out of the house, father and son went with Kyra's bags in hand. Once outside, you spotted your family waiting by the street, and to your surprise, Derek was also with them. He stood uncomfortably and he waved as soon as he noticed him.
What's up?
Hey, Cove. Hi, Jamie. When'd you get here?
When did you get here?
My dad dropped me off just a bit ago. Thought I could visit one more time before school started.
Sorry.
You picked a busy time. Sorry.
Derek couldn't even look at Cove. He nervously kept throwing a pebble with the bottom of his shoe. Why?
Sorry.
It is awkward. I wasn't even thinking that your mom would be leaving today.
I'm sorry, dude. What? You're not interrupting. What? You're not interrupting everything. You're always welcome here.
It would have been sad if you didn't try to get to say goodbye before leaving. Derek came to hang out often, so the number the two of you had met at some point this season.
My think so too.
It was apparent Derek would have preferred had gotten there at a more opportune moment. He never liked seeming impolite, but their reassuring words soothed his worries. The tension he was holding in his body lessened, and he looked like he was feeling much more like himself. Bye, Derek. It was fun getting to know you.
Hi, ma'am. Is there anything I can do to help? Nah, don't worry yourself over that. We're just about set.
In a short amount of time, Cliff had gathered and packed the bags into the trunk. Kara took over one last look at everyone inside. Alright, I don't want to keep the driver waiting. It's time to head out. The little crowd had now formed around started the chorus of farewells and well wishes traveling. But Kyra still made no move to get the taxi. She placed her attention to Cove. I'll come when I get to the airport and when I make it to Nevada.
Also, you better call them home when you walk in the door at home. Otherwise, you'll be wondering all night if you got into trouble on the way there.
I can do that.
And could you call tomorrow? So I could tell you how school went?
Of course. I want to hear all about it. Kara put a hand on Cove's head and affectionately rubbed his hair one last time. She then let go, only to move on to squeezing his cheeks in her hands instead.
Mom.
Oh, I love you so much. They're so cute. Look at them, so cute. The courts did not agree. She was chuckling by the time she freed him, rounding things off with a small tap on to the tip of his nose. Cove rubbed at his face with a grin. Finally, she walked to the car while waving, took her seat in the taxi. Cliff hooked an arm around Cove's shoulders and kept him close as he began to pull away. For a moment, Cove looked up at his dad and then wrapped an arm around his back.
Bye, Mom. Bye. Travel safe.
Kyra rolled down the window and stuck her head out of it. She waved again, wind blowing kisses at Cove and Cliff.
See you again.
Before she was out of sight, decided to call out with your family and hers. Sure. As you added your voice to the voices, you watched Kyra's smile grow larger. The cab turned down another road and completely disappeared from view. Cove looked over his dad and took a few steps out into the street, still looking the direction his mom went. This is so fucking sad. He smiled quietly, deep in thought. You got the impression Cove was feeling better than he was earlier. He was finally content with the way things were. You tripped a bit when your mom put a hand on your shoulder, pulling you away from your thoughts. She smiled when you looked at her. This was a great vacation, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it was. That's what I was hoping to hear. Cove walked back over to the group, still genuinely happy. Derek grinned at him, welcoming everyone else there smiled at him, even Elizabeth. Well, Mom clapped her hands together, bringing everyone's attention back to the present. It's almost lunchtime. I think I'll put something special together. Some cornbread and coleslaw. And some chili. Her eyes sparkled when Mom smiled. I bet you could use some help with that. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Derek glanced between the two, his eyebrows furrowed. Is there something I can do? Why did I... Anyway. Your mom's exchanged a fond expression. Ma shook her head.
How sweet.
That's very sweet, Derek, but it's alright.
It's not your job. Clearly your dad left you under Cliff's watch. You're meant to be taken care of by him, not their choice for the neighbors. Mom laughed a little at her own joke. You watched Derek look away, discouraged.
It's okay.
It's okay. I don't mind.
He was a little bashful about it, but you wonder if Mom's joke had just reminded him that he wasn't initially meant to be invited to lunch. It was getting a little awkward. Mom grinned sympathetically. Her car was meant to lighten the mood, not bring it down. Mom tried to get things moving forward.
Why don't you kids go have fun? You all can come back in about an hour. Make enough for everyone.
Mom nodded in agreement.
Sounds good.
And there's still an idea, Lonnie. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds like a plan. I don't want to grab your style. I got some stuff to work on, so I could be out of your hair this afternoon.
You can come by later too. No reason you should be the odd man out. Mom seemed amused as Cliff rubbed his neck nervously. He grinned a wavering but pleased smile.
Thanks very much.
I appreciate the invite. Thanks.
He looked over the assembled crowd with knowing glances.
I could help too. With as many people as you're feeding, it's gonna be a lot of food.
Did you hear what we told Derek? I want to be fair to make a cook when we're the ones who are running you in. Mom raised an eyebrow when Cliff waved it off.
Come on.
Oh, come on, I insist. They were missing time with his pals. It'll be a break for me. I'm quite the chef, you know.
Ma and Mom exchanged further glances before Mom shrugged. An entire argument. Alright. Well, if you're sure, we'll be happy to have you, Chef Cliff. Yes, Chef. Cliff's grin widened and seemed more happy than you expect him to be about helping with lunch. Cope shook his head, a fond smile on his lips. Then all us grown-ups should be heading inside. I assume the rest of you kids staying out. Maybe not all of them. Mom shook her head, a silent question for Elizabeth. You should thought for a moment.
All right.
Alright, I'll stay with the kids.
That's fantastic.
That's great. Both your moms smiled at her while Derek and Covington seemed to appreciate her phrasing. But with the plan decided, all three parents waved and headed for your house. It was just you teenagers now. Elizabeth looked at you and the others, a curious expression on her face. So, what now? You certainly wondered if Elizabeth only stayed out with you to avoid getting roped into work. Then again, you could just generally want to hang out. She could just generally want to hang out. You couldn't tell with your sister. Carl spoke up after no one else did to answer Elizabeth's question.
When I go to the shopping street, it's been a while. I don't think there's a lot of other things we can agree on.
Yeah, sure. Alright.
Sounds awesome to me. Unlike you guys, I haven't been there 1,001 times. It's new to me.
Let's do it. You strolled across the group.
Ugh.
As you group down to the beach and then to the left. It took less than 15 minutes to arrive, one of the conveniences of Sunset Bird. The four of you looked around the familiar shops trying to see if anything caught your attention this time. Derek was the most enthusiastic. He checked out every stall with his eyes wide in wonder. Elizabeth and Cove were in good spirits as well.
That's so cool.
He ran over to a street magician who was currently doing card trick for a group of enchanted tourists. Derek clapped. When the magician showed a middle-aged man his card, Derek turned back to the group with a curious gleam on his face.
What does it take to perform here anyway? You have to ask somebody, or just show up and start doing stuff?
Who do you even ask? It's a public street. Hey, Miss Mayor, can I put a rabbit in my hat? Please, Flopsy is well behaved, I promise. Derek chuckled, his eyes searching up and down at the scene.
Maybe there's a boss of the shopping street? No one does any of this around my neighborhood. It's just regular stores behind walls.
Well, it's different if someone wants a real story, but here, I'm pretty sure people are just putting on the little shows whenever they want, whatever.
That's so neat. Would we be able to do something too?
Cover loud to Derek almost started vibrating with excitement. Elizabeth rolled her eyes.
What would we do?
Well,
I don't know that yet. I don't know what. Not yet. I mean, I just found it's a possibility, you know? There's gonna be something new, you know? We know cool stuff. Like snails and dolphins. I'm pretty sure we could think about it. We could plan a show that'll really get the crowd pumped. Like a band or something.
there's a day I want to be a part of it. Do you think I could help out too?
Of course!
Nice.
I know I could count on you. I didn't need to act. It'll come to us. Have patience, my Padawan. Right. Of course, master.
With some amusement, the gang continued to pursue the stalls. Elizabeth found some earrings with a dangling, badly misprinted glove that everyone laughed at. Yes? Cove picked out a glob of Iceland, and Derek thought it would have been in Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a world. You know, this is a world with what looks like 9 continents. I think you're both wrong. You want to side with Cove? It's like Iceland to me.
I know.
Right? Suddenly Cove froze. He sat at home and then tried to see what caught his attention. When he saw a familiar face down the way, it all made sense. Jeremy! Oh no. What do you mean, not a geography major? Between the crowds, his bright hair stood out like a neon green bowl in the kitchen sink. It was Jeremy. Jeremy slowly stripped his eyes down the street and sideswiped in a mutual recognition. He definitely noticed you. Derek frowned on Cove's side. Neither were happy to see him again. You stood there shocked. Why was Jeremy here? Of all the days he could go shopping? Elizabeth raised an eyebrow. Her gaze swept over Jeremy without a hint of clue. Jeremy simply scoffed himself and waded deeper into the crowd of people. Derek relaxed and exhaled loudly. I'm glad he's not here starring anything. He picked over Elizabeth with a tiny smirk. See? That was the mean kid.
What?
Huh? She still didn't get it. The first summer day made nearly as much of an impression of her as it did for Derek, but he smiled and waved it off. Just forget about him. I already have. He's a fucking loser. Did you just curse? What are you gonna do about it? Huh? I don't know. You know? He laughed and Cove smiled lightly. He seemed in a much better mood now that Jeremy was gone. What do you mean, Ma? What? Van Liz. Your eyes wandered over to where Jeremy disappeared. You hadn't forgotten the day you met him either. He was only going to be in town for a vacation with the parents he hated and the family he didn't want to visit. That glimpse was probably the last time you would ever see him. You mentioned that realization to everyone else. I don't think Jeremy will stay here with summer ending. That might have been the last time we ever see him.
Yeah, guess we won't have to worry about that guy anymore.
Derek kicked a low rock of the road, it clattered forward, and bolted under a stall.
But I still think it's kind of sad Jeremy tries to be, well, a dick. It would have been nice to make another friend.
Cove shook his head. He clearly was not broken up over what might have been. Good riddance. Elizabeth rolled her eyes at the strange farewell to the odd boy, not interested in the slightest. She clearly didn't understand his impact, and at this point, she didn't want to understand. Back band Liz. You couldn't help but wonder, though. What would have happened if you would have interacted with Jeremy more? Nothing. He's a dick. You were glad that you wouldn't find out. Jeremy was unlike anyone you had ever met before. He was horrible. You and the group moved on from the stall and from Jeremy. He could fucking die for all I care. It didn't take long for everyone to return to joking. You all enjoyed what little time you had left with as Elizabeth mentioned the hour was almost up. The little trip had flown by, and lunch must have been waiting for you now. Derek bounced onto the balls of his heels. Balls of his feet, not heels. I mean, it would have been heels.
Come on, guys. Look at the time so we can eat. I'm starving.
If we had to... but you're dying and no one cares. Cove stretched one of his arms lazily.
Let's go then.
You nodded at him. You followed Elizabeth as she took it upon herself to lead the way home. She walked fast, much faster than Derek preferred. She kept gaining a lead, and then Derek would jog back up to the group. With Cove's long legs, he had no trouble keeping up. You moved yourself up with Elizabeth. You kept up with your sister and listened to her grab about how she was gonna call her friends at dinner and what they were gonna do, what they were up to. You didn't know everything she was talking about, but you gathered it was important to her. Cove mostly stayed out of the conversation while Derek would ask the occasional question when he wasn't trailing behind, like a slowpoke. It was a pleasant walk home, and in no time you made it back. Derek got to the front door and held it open for everyone as you each moseyed inside. The three parents were still in the kitchen. They looked up and waved. Welcome back, everyone.
You made it just in time.
I hope you're hungry. So, did everyone have a nice time out? She gestured for people to take a seat at the table. Plates and silverware were already placed out. You took your normal seat. Elizabeth sat across from you, and Derek took the seat to your left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a great time.
It was fine.
I had fun.
I really liked it.
That's good in my book.
Casually, Cliff sat in the empty seat across from Clove. He smiled at you and all the other kids. Mom set up a platter full of water glass on the table. She looked down at the gathering. It's a good thing we have 8 chairs. I can't remember the last time we've had a group this big over a meal. Could you pass the drinks down to the other side? Make sure you all get one.
Sure, I can do it. I'm the best at this.
Those close to the cups obliged and started offering waters around. As everything got set up, Ma chatted Elizabeth to take her elbows off the table. And you shouldn't slouch. She pointed to Cliff, who was leaning forward with both arms on the table.
Oops. Oops. Sorry. I don't know my table manners.
Cliff seemed unsure about all this and intention carefully rearranged his posture to something suitable for a fancy, quote-unquote, dinner. He smiled stupidly at Mom. Elizabeth rolled her eyes and Ma gave a level look at her. You shouldn't be impolite to a guest in the house either. Elizabeth groaned and long-suffering. What? Ma giggled and Cliff chuckled. Thought I would learn a thing or two from Derek. He has the best manners here. Derek blushed but it was true. His posture was up and formal. He even held his fork gracefully. His table manners, on top of all of his attempts to aid your parents, made him the model of the meal-attendee behavior.
Aw, it's nothing. They beat it into me. I mean, what? I'm fine.
It's true, though. You're having a lovely guest. Do we need to have a talk? What?
No. I noticed that too. It's always nice to have you over, Derek.
Derek smiled and sat a little taller in his chair. And do you have anything good to say about our other guests? She looked deliberate at Cove with a teasing smirk. Or then just nothing to say at all? Whoa.
Cove is my number one. And he does still clean his hands while wiping them on his pants. Dad, you said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Cove frowned at that and absentmindedly brushed his hands on his pants legs. Her mom's laughed slightly. Elizabeth, you should know, after all these years, Cove is hardly a guest anymore.
Thanks.
Manners. Don't think I'm not saying you owe us where they shouldn't be, Jamie. Everyone ate their meal together and continued to hang out for the afternoon. After the food, you and the others played a couple games and talked about their plans for the upcoming year. Time passed by quickly, and soon there was time to part ways. Cliff, talking to your moms, and Cove drifted over to you, knowing that it was as soon as his dad finished up, he would be leaving. Cove unsanitary, truly. I guess we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, but can you move? I need the phone. And you're right in front of it.
Jeez.
Cove raised an eyebrow. Elizabeth patiently gestured behind him. Cove realized he was staying in front of where the receiver was placed. He sidestepped out of the way and shook his head, clearly thinking Elizabeth was rushing too soon. As I'm rushing this fucking sentence. You Susan made a beeline for the phone and started dialing the number of what you figured was one of her friends. Knowing Elizabeth, she was going to be on there for a while. You, Cove, and Derek shuffled closer to the door. It seemed like Cliff was wrapping up his conversation, so everyone started saying their various farewells.
Talk to you later.
See you later, Cove. We gotta do this again sometime.
Yeah, see you. Cove turns to you, smiled slightly.
Bye, Jamie.
You waved goodbye to him. He waved back with a curt gesture.
Dude.
Seriously, dude, we'll have to hang out later. I'm gonna miss you during school.
You offered Cove a high five, and the two boys clapped their hands together. Boop. Cove and his dad left soon after. Your parents started cleaning up the house, and Elizabeth was still chatting to her friends on the phone. It was just you and Derek left. I thought Derek was going with Cove. He elected to stay outside in front of the house to wait for his dad to pick him up. You decided to keep guest company, although he was originally Cove's visitor. A light summer breeze blew through your hair. Derek shifted his weight from foot to foot.
Thanks for waiting with me.
He kicked the ground distractedly.
That's still gonna be a while, so do you wanna go for a walk? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine. The two of you walked down the street again, just wandering without a designated plan. It was a quiet stroll, too quiet for Derek being in the company. You turned to him when you had noticed that he wasn't saying a word. That was unusual. Derek always had something to say he could chat about. You weren't sure if you should ask about it. Somehow you ended up at the old park near the beach. You glanced over to Derek once more, still expecting him to say something any second now. However, nothing came from him. In fact, now you notice a frown creeping on his face. Derek smiled when he realized you were watching. At least the smile was turned up. There wasn't anything that really felt happy in the expression. Oh man, well. He turned away and the smile fell off. His eyes stared intently at the ground and you raised an eyebrow. Is everything okay?
I'm a little sad. It's just the school's starting up back again. It's gonna be hard to visit. I'm gonna have homework, clubs, practice, and everything else I have to worry about. It really sucks we go to different schools, you know?
His face crunched up and his fists were closed tightly together. This is really concerning him.
What if we don't have time?
No, we'll make time. You gotta be optimistic.
We can talk over the phone and have plans for weekends. It'll be okay.
Derek looked up at the sky. It was orange and purple with little wisps of clouds scattering about. The plane flew high with the jet stream trailing behind it. Then turned to the ground again. Derek's face was too far enough down that it was hard to read his expression.
Hey, Jamie, I actually wanted to talk to you about something if you don't mind.
Sorry.
There was a pause and you waited for him to finish his thought.
I was just kind of wondering, do you like guys at all? Like, would you ever want to be with someone who's a boy? Sorry, that's weird to ask.
No. I'm gonna break my first pork pick rule because it's not gonna go with the route. I don't want to be with a guy.
I get it.
That's cool. I get it.
Derek smiled at you. This time was a true smile.
Thanks for answering such a random question, Jamie.
It's okay.
I hope we'll always be friends, no matter what.
Oh,
Even if we don't see each other for a long time, or if we get really busy, I still hope.
well, no. It's DLC. DLC, baby. All right. It is DLC to get his fucking route. Look at that. Look at that. It's DLC. I'm not doing that. Let me read the rest. Pass. Locked behind DLC. DLC. It is. It's so sad. He cut himself off and met your eyes. There was something serious to him. Sincerely worried that you fall out of friendship. Never. I hope so too. I want to be friends forever. Derek smiled, mostly to himself. He seemed a little more like the usual.
Then for sure, we're to make the most of next year, then the year after that, and the year after that.
He rambled on for a while about things.
We just make the most of every year.
Right. Yeah. You smiled. Felt like your friendship was so strong. You didn't spend much longer at the park after that. Derek didn't want to miss his dad, so you both made your way back to your street. After Derek went home, you decided to settle in for the night, stretching your arms over your head and noticed the living room and the phone were free. You took it easy. You flopped on the couch and wiggled until you were positioned just right, and you knew when it was perfect because all the exhaustion from the day started fading away. Saying contentedly, you were pleased with this end to the day. Looking at the clock on the wall, you saw there was only about 10 minutes before your moms would be insisting you had to go to bed so you could be resting enough for school. You stretched your legs out on the couch and sat in defeat, watching the minute hand change 1 minute closer to bedtime. You rearranged yourself, feeling restless and looked out the window. Startled initially, you spotted a figure out in the hills. It was Cove. When the surprise faded, you realized it really wasn't that much of a shock at all. It was exactly something Cove would do. You went inside to meet up with him. Strolling casually, you went over to your front door. The fireflies! When you arrived, you noticed how many fireflies were out that night. They drifted along lazily, barely minding your presence, and you wandered through to reach the top of the hill. Cove turned towards you as you approached, and you noticed right away that Cove looked happy to see you.
Hey.
Smiling shyly, you stopped in front of him. Your fingers nervously pulled at the loose string hanging off of your shirt.
Hi. What are you doing out here? Nothing? Not really.
He shrugged, seeming unhappy with his own answer. You said at him, waiting for him to continue.
Well, I guess I was feeling kind of weird about stuff, so I'm getting some fresh air before bed.
He really should go to sleep. His head tilted just a bit to the side.
School's gonna be an early wake-up call.
I mean, at the mention of school, a small noise escaped him. Gob let himself fall back onto his butt and all the way down, so he was laying on his back and looking up at the sky. You lowered yourself to lay back on the hill. He had been lost in thought and was possibly waiting for you to situate yourself, but he started speaking unprompted again. I'm sorry for being kind of awkward when my mom was leaving. Surprised you said at him for a moment. You weren't expecting that. I just wanted you to know that I talked to my dad about how I felt about things. It's okay now. You were genuinely glad to hear, and it brought a small smile to your face when your thoughts clearly wandered back to the first day you met Cliff. Did his dad confess about that? From the way Cove talked, you guess he hadn't. So there was more Cove and his dad should talk about, but it was relief to know they had made start. Now, was not a good time to bring up what you're thinking, though. You could wait longer to say it. I absolutely will be. It was almost unbelievable how much of an impact he made on your life just by being next door. You could even imagine what your day might have looked like in a world where you hadn't met him. Cove glanced back at you, ready for a response. You had no idea what to say. Cove just stared at you unblinkingly.
What? It's you. Huh?
He sniggered before answering. He looked thoroughly amused with your reaction. That's what you do all the time.
So I'm being you.
So do you.
Do I?
Yeah. Cove couldn't help but grin at that. Honestly, there weren't many people you could think of who could tease you about something like that. Returning a smile, you realized there was no denying that you two have been around each other for a long time. Cove broke the quiet before he could finally settle.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you then. With a final wave, Cove headed for home. But he'd stay there for a few minutes longer. He might keep going back to the simple statement. See you tomorrow. No matter how much was changing around you, there were some things in life you could always seem to remain true. The hills felt warm to you that night. Before you knew it, you were getting comfortable under the covers in your room. Mind couldn't help but still be buzzing with thoughts about the future. You felt excited. There was little doubt in your mind that things were moving forward, and you couldn't wait to find out what changes were waiting for you on the horizon. Slowly, your eyes grew heavy as you drifted off to sleep, your mind spinning with wishful thoughts. No matter what happened next, you could only hope what you could make the most out of. In between. Oh my right, we're gonna have. Should it be a little chubby? I'm pointed right now. It should be a little chubby. I'll do round. I'm changing my entire hair. I don't know what to pick. Oh my god, there's like hearings over there. Oh yes. More piercing. Yep, good. Jewels, pattern, ring, scarf. Oh, hajibis. Long. They're gonna be yellow. Oh my god, nose ring. Absolutely. Little dot. Done. I'm gonna go with he pronouns. I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna be nervous and indifferent. And I'm ready. Yep. Oh, then we get to customize. There we go. Stuff in there. Stuff in there. At the watch. Good stuff. We'll do 3 hair. I can't see his earrings when I do this. That sucks. I like pink. Oh yeah. Cove's done. I'm gonna save here and quit here. No, I'm gonna go back to the menu. There we go. That'll be the end until we get back next month. I can't wait to see everybody. Have a good afternoon, morning, night. And we'll be back with Kyra. We're gonna go back and I will do the rest of it. Don't worry. I will not forget. It'll adamantly be in my head. But I'm glad I got to the next one. Bye.